When the film begins, Monica, a television hostess, is questioning a lady who she believes to be the only survivor of the Miles County massacre. The interviewee was severely disfigured and put into a coma after the incident. When Monica inquires about the attack and learns that Art the Clown was the perpetrator, the interviewee claims to have witnessed Art's demise. While she is speaking, someone, who turns out to be Art himself, demolishes the TV set that he is using to watch the interview on television. Art puts together a bundle of homemade weapons and dresses up as a clown to start a murderous night. If you have enjoyed the chill so far and you have receiving value from this video, smash that like button to help my channel reach a larger audience. And let's get back to the movie. Monica is on the phone with her significant other after the interview. Speaking negatively about the woman she just interviewed, Monica grins at the prospect of being incredibly famous due to the interview. Tom calls her, but the caller can't be heard clearly on the other end. When Monica hears clothing rustling on a rack and investigates, the disfigured interviewee attacks her, gouging out her eyes and laughing, leaving Monica to perish in her own blood. After an evening of partying, Tara and Dawn, two young women, are making their way to their car along a sidewalk. After consuming copious amounts of alcohol, Tara and Dawn decide to eat in order to aid in their sobriety before making an attempt to drive home. They see Art the Clown with his bag of weaponry while they are talking about their intentions. Tara warns Dawn not to flirt with him, but Dawn does. Art disappears as the two turn away from him. As Tara and Dawn arrive at a pizzeria, Tara flips through pictures before her phone dies. A man texts Dawn asking her to see him at his apartment, but Dawn tells Tara she won't give in to his advances. Moments afterward, Art walks into the pizzeria and starts teasing Tara. He scares Tara, but Dawn approaches him and begs to take a selfie with him, which he agrees to. Pizzeria owner asks Art if he wants anything to eat, but the clown doesn't say anything. Dawn tells him that their Instagram selfie has 8 likes. Art purchases a toy ring for Tara from a vending machine with a penny he takes from a table. Before the owner of the pizza restaurant can deliver the two young girls their pizza, he puts it on her finger and leaves. He then kicks Art out of the building for smearing his urine and feces on the restroom surfaces. When Tara and Dawn discover that their car's tire has been cut, they call Tara's sister, who consents to come and get them. Tara speculates that their tires might have been cut by the clown. When a pizza worker finally gets around to cleaning up the pee and feces in the restroom, he finds his manager's decapitated head. The nose and eyes have been replaced with candle stubs. The manager's head has been turned into a jack-o'-lantern by Art. The worker flees for his life only to find himself in prison within. When he grabs for a phone, Art uses a meat cleaver to cut his hand in half before stabbing him in the cheek. He then repeatedly stabs the man in the face before dropping his disfigured body to the ground. Tara claims she has to go to the bathroom as she and Dawn fight over whether or not the clown was extremely dangerous. Tara is allowed to use the restroom in a nearby building by friendly exterminator Mike, who informs her that the structure is rat infested. Tara, disgusted yet determined, urinates. When Dawn and Tara are playing with her costume in the car, they overhear the news that the two men who worked at the pizzeria were killed and that authorities are looking for a man who resembles the clown they encountered earlier. She cries as Art gets into a car as soon as she realizes this. Mike starts the building's decontamination procedure. In the basement, Tara finds a mother clutching her infant while trying to escape the building. When the woman presents Tara to her daughter, Emily, she believes Tara to be the new tenant of the building, and she and her daughter, who turns out to be a plastic doll rather than a real baby, have been waiting for this tenant, apparently. When Tara discovers the woman is insane, she gives an excuse to leave her. After seeing Art up a flight of stairs, Tara runs away from him while he chases after her. In the parking lot of the building, she hides among the cars, but Art discovers her and stabs her in the leg as she attempts to run away. She hits him in the face and tries to run away, but he catches her, tries to gouge her eyes out, and starts to strangle her. Before she can get away, she snags a scalpel that Art must have lost during the fight and stabs him. As Art starts to look for her, she defends herself by grabbing a sharp piece of metal. She tosses a little metal rotating object far from her in an attempt to divert his attention. As Vicky, Tara's sister, drives to pick up Tara and Dawn, she hears on the radio about the clown's incident. After leaving the parking lot, while Art is still searching for her, Tara enters the building again and searches for a different way out. She stumbles up some dark stairs and discovers a phone as it is unplugged. When she sees Mike, she tries to catch his attention, but Art grabs her before she can do so and uses a syringe laden with drugs to sedate her. When Tara awakens in a basement, She finds herself strapped to a chair and duct taped, unable to move her legs or talk. After getting a hacksaw out of his arsenal, Art threatens Tara with it before revealing Dawn hanging upside down from the ceiling behind a curtain. Tara screams in outrage as Art chops Dawn in half. Tara breaks free from the ties and stabs Art in the back, allowing her to run away as Art kills Dawn. As she hides and takes hold of a wooden post as a weapon, Art starts to search the grounds on her behalf. He shows a gun, so she sneaks up on him and beats him with the post until he shoots her in the leg. When Tara attempts to escape, he shoots her twice more before heading out to get more ammunition. Hearing Tara screams in the distance, the woman reassures her daughter, Emily, that she will protect her. Vicky shows up in the meantime and texts Dawn to inquire about their whereabouts. Art texts Vicky pretending to be Dawn, asking her to come around and back, and then takes a selfie with Dawn's disfigured body. Returning to Tara, Art shoots her in the head multiple times while the insane woman watches. In response to the text she got, Vicky follows the directions and approaches the back of the building to look for Dawn and Tara. Mike doesn't believe the insane woman when she finds the exterminator and tries to warn him, so he walks away. The woman goes off to find Emily after realizing she left her downstairs. When Mike tries to phone his friend, Art discovers him and uses a hammer to knock him out. The woman looks for Emily and finds Art cradling the doll, while Vicky looks for Dawn and Tara. He does not hurt her as she tries to reason with him for her child and gives him a motherly hug. Will, Mike's friend, arrives there but can't get through to Mike. After trying in vain to reach Dawn, Victoria hears her phone ring and follows the sound, only to discover Dawn's disfigured body as she runs out of the room. When Dawn goes down a basement area to look for Tara, she discovers the insane woman who has been slashed across her chest and has had her head scalped. As Vicky makes a valiant effort to get away, Art, dressed in a woman's scalp and chest skin, comes to life. Art finds Vicky hiding in a metal wardrobe, but he quickly departs after hearing Will the exterminator a few rooms away. After Will discovers the Emily doll, Art strikes, stabs him in the head, and decapitates him. Vicky tries to sneak out of the building after spotting Art riding a tricycle around what looks to be the only possible exit. However, Art restrains her by suffocating her with plastic wrapped around her face. She runs after spotting a nail and stabbing him in the foot with it. When Mike wakes up again, he hears Vicky screaming as she discovers Tara's death next to a circus sign. Vicky is Art, who gives her a rough whipping. Before trying to get away with Vicky, Mike surprises Art and knocks him out. He then takes Vicky to safety and nearby phone to inform the authorities about the situation. After almost getting caught again, Vicky stabs Art in the eye and eventually escapes the building, hiding in a neighboring shed. As Art crashes a truck through the shed and hits Vicky, the police show up. As Art starts to bite Vicky's face, the cops arrive. Art shoots himself in the head as he turns to face the cops. It is revealed to the officers that Vicky is still alive. All of the corpses are brought into a coroner's office, including Art's. As the doctor unzips the bag, the lights begin to flicker madly, and Art awakens and chokes the coroner to death. A year later, it is revealed that Vicky is the interviewee from the televised interview during the film's opening. Thanks for joining me on my horror movie recap adventure. Drop a comment down below and share your favorite scene of the movie and keep the terror alive. Stay spooky, and I hope to see you in the next video.